Welcome everyone. Today we'll be discussing the newest bulk mapping feature available on Lumaprints. Using Excel or Google Sheets, we will be mapping our products in mass. This is a great tool to use for those who have a lot of products and/or variants. Bulk mapping is the process of linking your product catalog, sizes, SKUs, frames, and variations directly into Lumaprints' system. With bulk mapping, using the spreadsheet, you can map multiple items at once. Today we'll cover requirements before bulk mapping, and a step-by-step walkthrough of the mapping process. We'll encapsulate this tutorial and how to use its features, and then go into further detail, which you can click on using timestamps here on YouTube. With all that being said, let's dive into it. In order to bulk map, you'll need to do 3 things before you can do so. First, link your store to Lumaprints. Second, sync your store to Lumaprints. You can do this when you first link your account, or if you do mass changes to your product listings on your online store, such as adding new sizes or variants, then you can do so and resync again. Lastly, you want to upload your high-res images onto the Lumaprints library. We'll be using these file names later in the Excel sheet to link. Now that your products from your online store have been transmitted into Lumaprints and your high-res files are uploaded into the Lumaprints library, we can now proceed to map. You'll want to log into your Lumaprints account that will lead you to your dashboard. Go to Manage Product on the right side of the page next to your store. Here you will see bulk mapping. First, Export Products. This will grab all the products you need to sync into Lumaprints. Here you can choose which email to send this file to. Check your email and download the file. Once you open the spreadsheet onto Excel or Google Sheets, we'll be primarily working on column S and onwards. Anything before that does not need to be adjusted. Starting with product handling in column S, we will use several terms. Update. This is the most common term that we'll be using, and this will allow you to input the new mapped item into your store on Lumaprints. Ignore. This will disconnect the product from syncing in with Lumaprints. Custom. This makes the product a manual order so it does not go through automatically. In the next column, we will put the file name with the file extension included, for example, JPEG or PNG, as reflected in the image library. Just be sure it is the same aspect ratio for the size of the product. We will allow for a slight margin of 3%, but it is not that big of a margin. Adding a different aspect ratio will not lead to successful mapping. Additionally, we do not recommend image wrap for bulk mapping, as it can become tricky with aspect ratio. Mirror wrap or color wrap are fine. Next we'll go into subcategory, which is essentially the Lumaprints product type. Please keep in mind it is a good practice to manually process a few products so you can have a template to go by, which will come in handy for column U. Here you'll see how it writes in the product names for you, and then you can then copy and paste to the rest of your catalog. Alternatively, go to Order a Product and see how these terms are written out in the Select Product step. You want to be exact here with no spaces before or after these terms. Next is the width and the length of the product. The order and how you put it in does not matter, as we automatically correct the orientation of the product. After this, we'll put in the product options, starting with, for example, canvas, which will use canvas border. Note that for solid color wrap, the following format is needed. From here, it will be options of the products going down the line, and depending on the product you selected, it will vary, so be sure you're copying and pasting directly from the ordering page to ensure there are no mistakes and that you're applying the right product options to the product. For multiple variants of the same image, feel free to copy from the image file column all the way to the end of the product options, and then adjust the size and subcategory as needed. Once done, you can save this document as XLSX. From here, you can go back to the bulk mapping page and import products on the top right. If it is a lot of products, say hundreds or even thousands of lines, it may take a minute or so patience is appreciated. Once successfully uploaded, it will show completed or completed with errors. The most common reason for error is incorrect input for product options, or uploading the image with the wrong aspect ratio. Again, we have a margin of 3% for aspect ratio, which is to ensure the image does not warp. You can then download the report and review the last column to know what happened. We'll show the errors there and offer suggestions on how to fix it. And there you have it. Your products are now mapped and you're ready to have orders go through. Feel free to stick around if you want to learn some tips and tricks to make it easier for you if you have a lot of products and variants. First is the filter option. It is a powerful tool and if you have a lot of variants, can be very useful. Use this tool to work on the same variants one at a time. I like using it to separate my products and work on each of them in batches. Another tool is to use right or mid formula if your sizing format is consistent in character count. I use mid formula to find the width and then the right formula to find the length. As for image files, it is a good practice to have sizing indicated in the file name. Even if the size on the image file is not the exact dimensions that you're using it for, knowing something is an 18 by 24 will let you know it is also applicable for a 12 by 16 and or a 24 by 32, and not a square, for example. Overall, if you have a familiarity with Excel, bulk mapping should be quick, one and done. If you're still new and green to Excel, worry not, you can still fill this out without any trouble. For any questions, feel free to message us down below or leave a comment. Again, this bulk mapping feature will save you time and help map things a lot faster. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, thank you.